We are live. Welcome to another round of self-sufficiency series where we have learned Material UI without knowing it from scratch. And we haven't mastered it, obviously. Mastery takes a lot more time and stuff, but you guys saw where I went, right? I just Googled stuff. Look at all these tabs. That's what we did. So we're gonna do the same thing with Chart.js to create charts. And how do I know it's Chart.js? How did I even know that? Well, I'm just gonna say how to make chart in React. Okay, and I see something about Chart.js. Here's an example with this. Okay, I guess this one's like Laravel. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff actually. But I see Chart.js the most. Chart.js is the thing I see the most, but I also see something with other stuff like, oh, wait, this is Chart.js. Okay, so Chart.js it is. Now I know what to use at least, or try to use. You guys can make this Google search, right? You guys can make a search like this. How to make a chart in JS. Okay, all right. And then what I'm gonna search is Chart.js, React. Okay, here's the first thing I see is some npmjs.com. Let's see, quick start. You're gonna have to do this. Okay, import donuts, data, ... It doesn't give me too much information. What is like data ... Like what's going on, right? So sometimes the documentation is not like super clear, like it was with Material UI. So what are we gonna do? Oh, install chartjs.org. Okay. Ah, okay. And then what do we get? It would be nice if they showed the chart, what it looks like. But this is an HTML. Okay. But basically we have a variable called chart, which is equal to a new chart. And I guess I could try to connect the dots on how to make this into React, like into the same exact syntax and everything. Or I could search, sometimes if you just want to get it quickly started up, what I like to do is search Chart.js React guide. The word guide or tutorial, something like that. That usually helps me. And then there's a beginner's guide to creating beautiful charts in Chart.js. Okay, because that's the first thing I see for a guide. So sometimes I'll just be like, hey, can you just show me how to get it up and running in React? I just want to get something working. And then I can start, I'll have more dots to connect. Right now, I don't even have any dots to connect really. Maybe I'd have to, because that code was just for vanilla JavaScript. So I can just click on this, see what's good. And maybe I will go ahead and I'll just create a new project here. Controls. I don't want to mess with the belt reviewer too much. Control C. It's kind of a mess right now. Hold on. All I'm doing is I'm going to CD out of here. I'm just going to create a React app in npx create React app. I'm not going to take any data from a backend yet. I'm just going to try to get a chart showing up with hard-coded data. So npx create React app. Let's call this Chart.js guide. I don't know. Just name it something. Create a React application. And they probably tell you to do that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Do something like this. Okay. I hope they teach us how to do this. That'd be nice. What is Chart.js? Basically, it lets you create charts. Okay. What do? We created a React app. Okay, cool. We're already on that, right? There we go. And then we CD in there, npm start. Awesome. Self-sufficiency. This is what people do. I was at Oracle, and one of our clients, I worked at Oracle Cloud, the cloud solutions department, and we sold Oracle Cloud, but I was part of the technical team. It's called a solutions engineer. And our goal was to work with clients on whatever type of applications that they have running for their business, and show that type of application in Oracle Cloud and with all of its features and benefits of using Oracle Cloud, like load balancers and all this other cool stuff that we learned about. But our team, we were working on a project with Intel, I think, and they said they have some internal facing applications that are using, I think, Golang and React. And our engineers, one knew Python, another knew like JavaScript, but didn't know React, right? So what do we do? Literally, there was like a day where we would just be going through documents like this and just trying to get a feel of it. And we just built out like a simple React application connected with Golang. And we didn't know how to do it. We just followed the guide like this. And then we did what we did know how to do, which was like to implement that application, like deploy it in Oracle Cloud, have it connected with the Oracle Cloud infrastructure and load balancers and networking and things like that. And then we just presented them a simple full stack application, kind of like our belt exam, but using Golang and React. And then it was like, okay, the clients didn't need to see a cool application. They just needed to see an application that used their programming software, like programming language and their tech stack on Oracle Cloud to see how that looks, how it works out there. That's it. So this is part of the job. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do what? I'm gonna go do npm install these two, okay? And it'll talk more information about these, but I'm just gonna go ahead and install these real quick. I'm gonna cd into chart.js guide, npm install. In source file, we can create components folder inside and add main and mixchart.js. Okay, you guys are familiar with this. It's something we've done before. In the source folder, new file or new folder, components, and inside of the components folder, new file, main.js, and then new file, mixed chart.js. Okay. The purpose of separating main and the chart component is in case of scaling and adding multiple charts later on. Okay, so it seems like basically this main JS component can render many different charts. Like this would be like our main component to put all the charts in, if you didn't want to put everything directly inside of app.js. Okay, so in the main JS file, we're doing this. Okay, let's see what this is. Paste it. Oh, that's the mix chart. In the main JS file, paste it, save it. Okay. And then what is going on here? I don't know fully everything yet, but I'm just gonna try to get things to work. So, I'll be reading through this. It looks like, okay, it's saying, if you're using one data set to render different types of charts, main.js can be where the data sets are retrieved. Oh, so okay, if you wanted to have many different types of charts, like a bar graph and a pie chart, but you want them to use the same data. So if you want to see a bar graph of your expenses and a pie chart of your expenses using the same exact data, this main component would have all that data. And then you tell it, hey, give me a mix chart and a pie chart and a bar chart with the same data. And it'll render those things if you want to share data. That's basically all it's saying. Okay. And right here, this is some imports that we haven't worked with yet. And then it's just rendering those imports and we haven't really worked with them yet. Okay, let's see what's going on here then. Okay, see little 3 dots. That kind of just tricked me. I thought there was going to be a next slide here, but okay. They play some games. Okay, y'all play some games. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna scroll down. Okay. So inside the mix chart.js, import bar chart from React chart.js 2. Okay, that's this. Basically, I'm just gonna copy this into mixchart.js, paste it. Okay. but what is data? I don't know. I don't know what are options. I don't know a lot of these things as I'm doing this, but okay, I'm just kind of reading. And um, MLK, Dr. Martin Luther King had a quote. He said, faith is when you can take the next step without having to see the whole staircase. I don't know if that's exactly the wording he used, but that helps me in many areas of life, and it also helps me with programming, because sometimes I don't know exactly the whole staircase. I don't know what this is going to do. Let's see what the next step is. By passing the necessary props to this bar component, okay, so it imports this bar component, which we imported, or it renders this bar component, which we imported from React Chart.js 2. And we can pass in 2 props, data and options, or maybe even more props, but at least data and options. And for data, we need to have some value. And for options, we need to have some value. And we don't know what those are yet. Okay. Oh, okay, now we can kind of see what those are. Okay, and we can read about it. Data props should be an object that includes basic information about your data. So, okay, we're eventually going to need to define what data is and give it some data, some actual information. And its data structure is going to be an object. It's going to be an object. Okay, labels, string or number that represents values on your x-axis, data sets. Okay, I haven't seen these yet. Data sets is going to be an array of objects that represents the y value data. That all looks really complicated right now, but let's keep looking. Inside the data sets array, each object should include a label and data. Okay, okay, show me some more code. Okay, example of 3 different data sets. Okay, data 1, data 2. Okay, and then this is inside data props. Okay. Okay, so let me not do the radar chart and pie chart for now. Let me just comment them out, because all I have is mixed chart. So I'll just work with mixed chart, 1 step at a time, baby steps, right? Let me just get mixed chart to work. Okay, so bar. So mixed chart is going to be returning, it's going to import a component called bar, probably for bar charts, like bar graphs. And it's going to have data and options, and we don't know what data and options are. So let's see what they are. And before I even try to do all this, matter of fact, let me just comment this out and baby step it even more and just say H3 mixed chart component. Let's just see if I can get this H3 to render on the screen. Right now, I have my old application, so npm start. Sometimes I just want to baby step it before the documentation even tells me what to do. So that's something I messed up in, right? Okay, the React application works. It has all this stuff. We can get rid of that. But then we need to get it to render this main JS component, and this main JS component is going to render the mixed chart component. And the purpose of the main JS component is it can render many different charts, but we're just going to do 1 chart. So it looks like there's no point in having a mixed chart component inside of main.js if there's only 1 component. I can just have all this code in here, but in the future, we're not going to want that. We can have multiple charts. So that's what this is for. So I'll tell it to render the main.js component. That's a new Ninja form. Import main from there. Okay, it's not like that. It says error. Okay, can't resolve radar chart and can't resolve pie chart in your main.js. So remember when we said debugging is like most of this, a lot of these skill sets involve debugging. So, okay, error in the main.js component. I have many files. Which file do I want to look at? Main.js. And there's another jet. I've been hearing them like every day. It's crazy. But okay, main.js, line 7. Or not line 7. Let's say 70-34. Basically, it does not know what these are. radar chart and pie chart, because that's what it's saying. Couldn't find radar chart, couldn't find pie chart. I'm just gonna comment them out. Comment them out. And then for, oh, data is not defined. It does not know what data is. Okay. So let's go back to our thing. What can data be? Okay, const data is equal to an object. Oh, and you can have data, can have multiple data sets. So think of these as like a data set. And then more data sets. And then we're just gonna combine them into another data set. Okay, let me just copy all this code. So we have 3 different data sets. And I'm just gonna kind of paste it right over before this export maybe. Hopefully that's good enough. Okay, no more error though. It knows what data is now at least. And what is data? It's an object. It has a label for January through this data set, which is an array. And the first data set is going to be using the data, which is data 1, which is this array. Second data set is data 2, which is this array. And then the third data set is total, which is basically another data set that represents the sum of these 2 data sets, it looks like. Okay. Cool. I don't know what it's going to do though, but at least I know now data is defined and it's been passed as a prop to this. You guys remember props, right? Person card assignment, we did that. So props is called data and we're passing it to the mixed chart component. So let's see, if I undo this, now this component, the mixed chart component does not know what data is because data is coming in from props. So I can say props and maybe I can say props.data. And then am I passing in options also? I'm not passing in anything for options, am I? So what are options? I don't know, but let's see if I just get rid of options, what happens? Nothing. Doesn't even show my H3. Oh, why not? My app.js isn't even rendering main, that's why. So main. Okay, I got an error. Okay, I got a new error. It says category is not a registered scale. What is that? Okay. Let's see if I can search category here. Category, nothing about the word category, 0 things about the word category. But I got an error. What do you think I should do? Documentation didn't say anything about the word category. What can I do? Any ideas? There was documentation for scale. There is something for scale, but I'm getting an error about something with category. I'm just gonna Google it. I just copied that error that I got. I just copied it and I pasted it, but it says chart ESM uncaught error, category is not a registered scale. Click on this link. Category is not a registered scale. Okay. Like the error says, you are using the category scale. Okay, and I see what you're saying, Drake. I see you saying there was documentation for scale now. Okay, cool. You saw something faster than I did. Good stuff. Scales, add x-axis and y-axis labels. Okay. For all types of charts, specific configuration can be added by passing in options prop. Okay, what does this one say? Import category scale from chart.js. Okay. Let's try that. Paste it. Category is not a registered scale. Okay, so then what's the next thing? It says chart dot register category scale. Maybe I got to do mixed chart dot register category scale. Is that doing anything? No, it didn't like that. It did not like that. It says dot register is not a function. Yeah, I did not like that. Okay, what else does it say? Or you can choose to not use tree shaking and just do this. Import chart from this. Okay, this looks a little bit more simple. Maybe I can get rid of this then. Ah, okay. Okay, so now I see some chart here. I hope this is what the stock market is going to look like this year. But I don't know what this information is though. Is it about stock market? Okay, so I see my data. Okay. Labels, January, February, March, April. I can play around. Okay. Oh, labels, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay. And this goes to August. What if I wanted to go to December then? Does that work? Ah, okay. So now I'm playing around with this now. Now I see I added September and October, but there's probably no data for September and October. Because maybe this is just going for 1, 2, yeah. This maybe if I add 12 and 100, what does that do? Oh, okay. The first set is the blue stuff. Okay. And second, let's do 30 and 50. And the green is the second data set. Okay. Ah, and okay, border color, background color. What if I make it yellow? Ah, okay. Now I'm just playing around with this information. Okay, now I'm just playing around with this information. So now I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. That's cool. What about like a pie chart? Like, can I do another chart? Can I give it another chart in Maine with some other data? Let's see. What if I only have one data set? What if I get rid of these? I just have one data set. So if you just want one data set, right? So maybe in a finance tracking app, you just need one to keep track of your expenses in January and February. And maybe since we're not using data 2 in total anymore, I could even comment these out. And maybe from your database, you can do some math to figure out the total expenses within a certain month based on the dates. And you can populate an array with that information. And then you can see your information like this, your expenses. And it's like, oh, my expenses are going up. Is this, and then you can do some more calculations that way. Right? Or if you wanted to compare your expenses with your income, maybe you'll have another data set for your income. And then I can create another object. So it looks like this array of objects, each object is a data set. Maybe another data, you know, it can use data 2 instead of data 1. Maybe give it a different color. Green. So maybe the green one is my income and the blue one is my expenses. Actually, I don't like green being my income and blue. I'll be broke. Let's make the blue one my income. So what happens if I search over, it says January. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. So Wes, in terms of your application that you wanted to build, you could probably start baby stepping it by just having one data set where you're going to generate an array of your expenses. And then it'll be for the year. And then you can probably pre-populate the database with some, you know, fake data for January through December of 2021 and just see the expenses there. And then you can make another data set for your income and then do that. Or you can have a data set for, if you wanted to do bar charts, like data set for groceries expenses, data set for housing expenses, and then data set for leisure and travel, and data set for investment expenses. And then you can just do that. And then now you can compare your expenses side by side, right? Something like that. But we want to baby step it though. Let's just see if we can just get the expenses showing up. And then we could do some more stuff, right? Okay, cool. How you guys doing? You guys want to also see a pie chart? Or you guys kind of got the point, or let me know. I don't know how to make a pie chart. Pie chart. So pie chart. Let's see, does this tutorial have anything else? That's a mixed chart, okay. Okay, so what am I gonna do? Pie chart, chart.js, React. Okay, that's a donut. And then pie, okay, donut is basically like a pie chart, but like it has a hole in the middle. Okay. Oh, I actually know some finance applications that use this chart to show your expenses. So then you can have, you know, red be like your rent. This could be like your expenses for your food. Blue could be expenses for your utilities, you know, different categories. Okay, let's do pie chart. I like pie chart. Setup. Okay, this is the data that they provided here. Okay, let's try pie chart then. Okay,
can't we keep the same data and just comment out the bar chart and just uncomment out the pie chart by using the same data?
I think we could do something like that. We could use the same data. We don't have to use this data. But now we're learning something, aren't we? We're saying, okay, data is, it seems like it's always going to be an object, just like in our data. And it seems like there's a property called labels that's going to be an array. Okay. And it doesn't look like it's always going to be colors. It could just be, here it's colors like red, blue, but maybe it could even be months. And then a data set is just going to be an array of objects. An array of objects. This one just has one object. So one data set. There's a hover offset. There's some other cool stuff about this thing, like not just border color and background color and data, but also label and things like that. Okay, cool. So, and there's also this config, type pie, data. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Now it's not like that Material UI thing where it just gave me the code, basically, right? So how do I do a pie chart? Let's see. It doesn't give me everything. And that's kind of why the learning platform is designed to not give you everything, to help you practice for moments like this. Oh, here's the GitHub link right here. Okay. So is there something where, oh, okay, yeah, there's this thing that we imported earlier called pie chart. Well, we don't have a pie chart component, do we? So if I uncomment this out, it says can't find the component called pie chart. So let me just create a component called pie chart, new file, pie chart.js. Create a React functional component using my snippets tool. And let's have an H1 that says, or H2 that says pie. And let's see if we can get that to show up first. Baby step in it. Pie chart. Okay, it says pie now. Cool. Awesome. We got pie showing up. Now what? Now what are we going to do? Well, we're gonna want to try to get it to show a pie chart. We saw one with the bar chart. How did that work? It imported bar from React Chart.js too. So let's see if we can do something similar to this, but instead of bar, I don't know. What else can I import? I'll show you guys a cool trick though. If when you try to import from something, if you put curly braces around it, and if you press Control Space, it'll show you all the things you can import from it. So inside the curly braces, if you press Control Space, okay, pie chart. Okay, cool. All right. I'm just gonna have to say pie chart below. It says pie chart below. Okay, let's just try to do pie. If I just enter it, it says cannot read properties of undefined, reading labels. So it does not know what that is. It's trying to read information. What did the mix chart do? Okay, to the mix chart, we had to provide some data. Okay. So in the main.js, to the mix chart, we gave it data. Maybe to the pie chart, we can give the same data. Okay, it says cannot read property. It's still saying this because in the pie chart, I haven't told it to use the data. In the mix chart, I told it to use data is equal to coming from the props. So pie chart, data is equal to props dot. Oh, it does not know what props is here because I need to import props like this. This is how you get props. Props dot data. Uh-oh, here we go. Now we got a pie chart. It doesn't look as pretty. Maybe we can give it some other data set, just like in the documentation. Let's call this pie data. Main.js, maybe I'll have some, where does this end? It ends right here, so okay. Let's call this pie data. Okay, I'm gonna pass it pie data. Pie is not defined. Oh, I didn't call it, it's called pie data, not just pie. All right, so we got that chart showing up here. So now we can kind of think about, okay, how does this work? Maybe labels, what is labels? If I hover over it, oh, it's like blue, yellow, red, okay. What is hover offset? Let me just make this a ridiculous number, like 40. Oh, okay, it like pops out like a slice of pizza. Does it? What if I do 400? Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Look at that. Okay, so 400 is a little bit overkill though. Let's do 100, so we can keep it 100. I don't need a semicolon there. Okay, cool. This looks nice. And then maybe this will say groceries, housing plus, I usually group them in the same thing. It's like basically to survive, have a shelter, and then travel. But you can't forget travel until you get investments. Investments. Okay. What does that do? So now I have groceries, housing, investments, and travel. But this is groceries, investments, and housing. But there's nothing for travel. Oh, because I only have 3 datas. Okay, so let's do for travel 50. That didn't do it. That didn't do it. But there's only 3 colors. So let's make this green. I think if you click on it, oh, that's pretty cool. You can get rid of it like this. That's pretty cool. It comes with this. Okay. Awesome. It's like Pac-Man. Wow. Right. And there you have it. There you have it. Could we go further with this and keep learning more? Yes, we can, but that's for us all to do kind of on our own now. But I can upload this to GitHub. Any questions on anything so far?